Do you ever just feel like you are babysitting instead of actually teaching as a substitute teacher? What if I told you, as a day-to-day sub, you have that positive impression on every class that you walk into, even if it's just for one day? So for the first one, it's greet the students at the door. So this one is pretty easy. When the students are walking in, make sure you're at the door saying hi to them, greeting them, and acknowledging them, and just really you can make small talk with them. Oh, I love your Steelers shirt, or your Pokemon shirt, or oh, hey, you play basketball. What position do you play? Something along those lines. And let the students know that you are a safe person to talk to. You're not going to yell at them, and you are going to have a good day with them. The second one is start with a smile. That should have been the first one. Start with a smile and greet them at the door, but start with a smile and have a confident introduction. So when you are first meeting the students, if you've never been in this class before, you should always smile. You always want to just bring that smile in, and maybe not every day is going to be a great day and you don't feel like smiling, but try. Or students, there will be 1 to 5 students who will definitely make you smile, chuckle a little bit. But also, along with that, having a confident introduction. Now, you do not want to be up there saying, hey guys, my name is Mrs. Watts, and I went to this school, and I did this, and I did this, and you're talking for like 5 minutes about you, which, do it. You can talk about yourself. You mostly definitely can. Like for me, since I subbed at my alma mater before I got my teaching position, I was subbing at my middle school. And so I made that connection to the students that I went there. And if I had their teacher, I would be like, I actually had the same teacher as you. So that was just a way to make a connection with the students. But try not to make it so it's like very long. Like, and this will go into number 3, which is make sure that you set your expectations clearly. Make sure when you are setting your expectations that you're confident. So you don't want to stand there and say like, okay guys, like we are not being loud today, and we're not talking over each other, and everyone's like sitting there talking. Make sure that you try to get their attention, and you could say something along these lines. Hey guys, my name is Mrs. Watts. I'm so happy to be here today, and I actually went to this school, and I'm so happy to be here with you guys. So today, a couple expectations from me, so that way you guys are getting your work done. So the first thing is make sure you work hard. This is what you have to do. Page 86 in your notebook. Your teacher wants you to put this in Notability, and you're doing problems 1 through 15. Make sure that you show me your work. When you're done, I'll be walking around. Number 2, I want you to learn something new and be kind to everything in this room. I'm going to be respectful of you. I expect the same respect back. Make sure that you guys are respecting everything in this room. We're not throwing objects. We're not doing any of that. And the third expectation, so make sure that this one, I'm sure you already understand, but make sure when you are going to the bathroom, you sign out. You're out for 3 minutes at a time. If you need to go somewhere else, I will write you a pass. Just let me know, and I can let you go to the nurse or anywhere you need to be, okay? So you sign out first. Ask me if it's not the bathroom. Ask me, and I will get you a pass. Something along those lines. You want it to be confident. You want to sound strong, and because these kids can read you. So you need confidence is like the number one thing. Even if you're not confident, fake it till you make it. And with expectations, they're just little rules to let them know that you cannot let them walk all over you. You are not going to let them do that. They will respect you more with expectations. I have done it where I forgot the expectations to say it. I just kind of said my name and what they were doing, and it was a disaster. And then at the end of that period, I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, oh, I didn't even give them expectations. So they didn't even know. Of course, they walked all over me. So to create that positive experience for them to learn, to get their work done, it helps. It helps. Use students' names. I've said this in other videos. It's hard, I know, especially if you're in there for one day, but use their names. Even if you have to go back to your desk and find the roster with their pictures on it and be like, oh, that's right, that kid's name is Russell. Then if they're misbehaving, you'd be like, Russell. And they're like, oh, she actually knows my name. Like, what? But honestly, it helps. And studies show that studies show that students will listen to you more if you use their name. I think it's just because they're not an object. They are a human being. They're a person. So when you use their name, you might not be familiar with them just yet, or them familiar with you, and that's okay. But using their name makes them feel like they are they're worthy. Whereas like I've had it where a substitute teacher could not remember my name and just called me curly girl. And I was just like, I was the only girl with curly hair in the room, so everyone would shoot their look at me and be like, and I was embarrassed. So just try as best as you can. And if you forget their names, guess what? You are a human and you forget names. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just ask their names again, ask their name again, and then proceed to use it after that. Incorporate brain breaks. This one, if you're in elementary school, you will probably do this already. There's like Go Noodle. There's things on YouTube that really help you with the brain breaks. You can have them just stand up, stretch, get their sillies out, do that. Even even the older kids, if you can just tell that they're tired, or maybe you are teaching a lesson. Say you're certified in ELA and you're like, hey, I'm teaching this lesson today. You talk to the teacher and everything, and you're trying, the kids are too quiet, or they're tired. Maybe it was after winter break, who knows. You can use that technique, like, hey, let's get up, let's do some five jumping jacks or whatever. Do that. Just have it 5 minutes, 3 minutes of time where it's just like a brain break, and then they can get back to their work. Sometimes a lot of the times it makes a huge difference in the older kids. The younger kids definitely really need that too. Show enthusiasm for their subject. So I hate math, and I've subbed for math. I even was a long-term sub for math, and to me, I thought it was going to be bad. I actually did very well at it, but instead of me standing up there when I first started and saying like, I hate math, this is like the worst subject ever, like, no, they're learning. It's a positive learning environment. You want them to be excited about that and reading, especially, even physical education. Some kids and you know how it is, some kids don't even like physical education, or we all have a subject that we hate, but don't bash the subject, because they're gonna probably see your point of view and be like, oh yeah, you're right, like this is terrible, but just instead be like, ooh, that's so cool, like tell me more about Pythagorean theorem, or like, oh, you guys are doing book reports? Ooh, what are you doing yours on? And be enthusiastic about it and make them be proud of what they're coming up with their creative ideas. And even if the subject in your head sucks, just pretend it's an amazing thing. Keep calm and consistent. So this one is probably the hardest to do, especially when the kids are being kids and not listening and being crazy. But staying calm when you are at your limit, maybe it's a cell phone usage and you're like, I told you 5 times to get off that stupid phone of yours. Like, just don't say it like that, but you can be firm, be calm about it, because what's going to happen is if you raise your voice, that behavior is going to get worse and worse. So you don't want to do that. And be consistent with the expectations that I said in the beginning. Make sure you're consistent with that. If cell phones was an expectation for you, be consistent. Don't call the student out, but call the student out, but don't call the student out. You know what I mean? Do it in a way that you're not going to embarrass the student, for one, and you're not going to make a fool of yourself and end up on YouTube being, look at this foolish substitute teacher. So yeah, just stay calm and be consistent, especially with your expectations. Keep the students engaged. So I don't know about you, but I've been in a classroom where the teacher's like, okay, so they know what to do. It's like, okay, so what are they doing? Or they get a worksheet and it takes them 3 minutes at a 42-minute period. And you're like, now what? You know, you can have some games that maybe you want to play. If you know it's English class and you have some English activities up your sleeve, use those. Bring in other activities for that age group. You can do that. You can do like mummy ball, things like that. You can even do like 20 questions, or you can have one person ask a question and then everyone has to answer it. So like something like, what's your favorite ice cream? My favorite is coffee ice cream. And then someone else would answer and everyone gets to their turn to talk. Leave positive notes. Now there are going to be times where what I like to do is the sandwich effect. So positive, negative, positive. So I would start saying, and this is like when I'm talking to the teacher at the end of the day, I would say, hey, today was a great day. Some things to note: Alexa was talking a lot in class. She threw something across the room. Sarah was on her phone the entire time, didn't want to listen. But at the end of the day, it was a very good day. The students were very kind and nice, and I enjoyed being in your classroom. Please let me know if you need me again. I'd love to come back. Something along those lines. To the students, always be positive. Look at the positive side of it versus the negative side of it. I know that there's days where it's completely negative, and I'm even lost to words, because I've been there where everything was bad, but there was always one positive thing. So look for the positive thing in the negative day that you had, or even if you had a great day, look at the positives. And at the end of the day with the students, at the end of the period, whatever level you're in, let them know that, hey, thanks guys for like being so great. Thank you so much for making me laugh today. That was so wonderful. I needed that. Or thank you so much for making that bracelet for me. It made my day. Or, something along those lines. And then reflect at the end of the day. So good day or bad day, reflect on how it went. How did you handle certain situations? What can you better yourself in for those certain situations? Things like that. In other videos, I always say keep a journal and write the teacher's name, and then write the students who misbehaved. That way, if you have them again, you can mentally prepare yourself. What happened in that classroom, how you handled it, and how you should have handled it is a good way to do that. If it was a great day, right? Like, it was a great day. This is how I handled this situation. So that was 11 tips that I had for you. I hope that they really helped, and know that you can create a positive environment for these students, even if you're there for one day. My biggest advice to you is, I know that this job is like babysitter type, especially if you're like in high school, like you're keeping the kids alive. I understand that. But you are also there to help that teacher get to the next step in what they need to do from their lesson plans. So you're helping the teacher out a lot. So it's not just babysitting, but if you are able to get the students to do what they need to do, that is huge. But with these tips that I gave you, they might be hard, they might be easy for some, but the one thing that I really want you to leave from here is do these when no one's watching. Okay? These tips are what is going to make you a great substitute teacher. If you don't do these, it's not that you won't be a good substitute teacher. I think that you will just struggle a little bit in the classroom. Even if you just need to implement one each day as you sub and then you keep going, please just remember, act like as if no one's watching. Act as if the principal will never come in, which as a day-to-day sub, they probably don't come in that much. Act as if there's no other teachers there that aren't substitute teachers. And do the best that you can. If you do the best you can, you will see that positive learning environment for the students and a positive environment all around for the classroom. It's going to be safe, and not only that, a positive experience for you. I'll see you in the next video.